Are you ready? This is fun. This is the Elac debut reference. It is the upgraded version of the Elac debut 6.2. They share some common features and design. They're both designed by the rock star himself, of speaker designers at least, Andrew Jones. You know, the guy's amazing because he's super talented. He can make incredibly affordable speakers sound amazing, and he keeps topping himself. And here is another example of Andrew Jones topping himself with this one right here. So I reviewed the predecessor that's still available, the Elac debut 6.2 at CNET, and I love that speaker. It was a big improvement over the original debut. This one follows that trend. So they share the same woofer, at least superficially, except this new version has a cast basket. The original didn't. It has a new improved spider. That's the inside part of the woofer. Has been improved. The tweeter, which is a 1-inch cloth dome tweeter. The woofer, by the way, is 6.5 inches. The 1-inch cloth dome tweeter is the same tweeter, but the waveguide and the grill, this part here in front of it, is a new design. So those are significant differences. But some of the even more important differences are in the cabinet. The cabinet is much stronger, it's more solid, it's more heavily braced. The port on the 6.2 is rounded in the front. This is a slotted port. And the finish is nicer. There's a wood finish here. This is a black baffle with walnut vinyl veneer. And there's another version of the reference with a white baffle and light oak vinyl veneer. So that's where it all starts, right? Oh, the price, by the way, is $600 a pair. The 6.2, which is still available, is $349 a pair. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have a 6.2 handy for these comparisons, but I know that speaker really, really well. And I can tell you that this one is definitely a more evolved and more dynamically alive, it's a more muscular sounding speaker. That's what I'm searching for here. It's got balls, man. This thing can rock. It's got power that I don't think the 6.2 couldn't quite equal what this puppy's doing. Oh, before I forget to mention it, this version has a newly, a redesigned crossover network. It's a little more evolved than the 6.2s. So I can say, in terms of electronics that I used for this review, I wanted to keep it real world. So I used a Cambridge CXA35 integrated amplifier, which is about $350. And I also tried a Denon PMA600NE stereo integrated amp that's $399. So most of the time I was keeping it real with with amplifiers that would be likely to be matched with this speaker. But I was having such a good time that I decided to up the ante, and I hooked up my Pass Labs XA25 stereo amplifier. It's a 25 watt per channel amplifier, but it's $5,000, and that pushed this puppy to new heights of ecstasy and wonderfulness, and how great it could sound. I just wanted to see what this speaker was really capable of, and you know what? It's capable of a lot, which leads me to think that this is the kind of speaker that I see as a great starter speaker for, let's say, aspiring audiophiles. Like, you're starting out, you want to get something good, you can't go crazy with your budget, but you want something that you can grow with, that's going to get to be better and better as the years go by and your budget allows. This is that kind of speaker. Its capabilities are pretty impressive for $600 mid-price, well, however you want to classify $600 a pair of speakers. For that kind of money, I think it's really, really phenomenal, because it's a very even-tempered, easy to listen to, yet reasonably high resolution speaker. That's sort of summing it up right there. To see what it could really do, I popped on this CD. This is the Isle of Dogs soundtrack to the Wes Anderson movie. Great little movie. But it's got these big drums, big pounding bass drums, koto drums, I don't know, big drums. And I kept playing it louder and louder. And the reference showed no sense of strain or losing its composure. It just kept giving me more and more. Now, I wasn't playing it at realistically loud, you know, call the cops, crazy loud levels. But considering its size as a small bookshelf speaker, I was very impressed with this speaker's capabilities. Then I used this T-Bone Burnett record. It's a soundtrack. And it's kind of a bluegrassy, folksy kind of score. And the clarity of the strings, the fiddles, the banjos, the guitars, the transients were very nice. Super fast, like maybe a Magnapan LRS, not quite at that level. This has got to be my favorite Wilco album. It's just got great tunes from beginning to end. It's electric, it's got beautiful sound, it's acoustic, it's crazy. It covers all the Wilco bases, and this guy here, this speaker, it just pulled me in. And there's something about Jeff Tweedy's voice, the way he mics it or something. I don't know what it is, but it's not quite natural, but there's something going on that always gets to me. And yeah, this was it. I don't know. Do you know this record? If you never got into Wilco, this is a great way to start. It's called Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Then I played this one. This is Casey Abrams' Jazz. Now the thing, it's an audiophile recording. It's a Chesky recording. I was present at the session. Casey has a great jazz voice, but he also can rock out. I mean, it's a misleading title in that sense. It's not a straight jazz record. But he's not only a great singer, he plays acoustic stand-up bass. And some of the tunes start with just his bass. And the fingers on the strings, the acoustic nature of it, the woodiness, that's what it is. The woodiness of the bass comes shining through. Now this is a very minimally mic'd recording, so the stereo imaging is really, really extraordinary because it's open, spacious, it's not at all boxy. There's a good sense of depth. The speakers more or less disappear. So maybe I could put it this way. I think if you've heard the other debut speakers, the original or the 6.2, this is like that, but better. How about that? I think the 6.2 is a really nice sounding speaker for $349. This one is more grown up. It's just a more refined, bigger, more competent sounding speaker. And for that, I think this one's going to stick around. This may be my reference, let's say, budget speaker for 2020. I don't want to send it back too fast because I think I want to use this in reviews of affordable electronics, because I think it's sort of a new standard in that price range of $600 a pair. Now, by the way, I forgot to say, there is a $1,200 a pair tower version of the debut reference. And I'm sure that one plays louder, and I'm sure it makes more bass, and I'm sure it does the big stuff, dynamics, power, etc., better because it's a bigger speaker. And I do believe generally, if that's what you're searching for, big is better. No doubt about it. Now, at this point, I have to say the usual. I think my work here is at last complete. My name is Steve Guttenberg. This is the Audiophiliac Daily Show. And right now it's coming up 5 or 6 days a week. If you dig what I do, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. To do that, and to do that the right way, you have to hit that button right down there. And then you'll see an icon of a bell, and you have to. Sorry, this is the way it works. It's not my thing, it's YouTube's thing. You have to hit the notification bell to be notified every time there's a brilliant new episode of the Audiophiliac Daily Show. And after you've done that, I got more for you to check out. You can check out my Twitter at AudiophiliacMan. You can look at my stuff on Instagram at steve.guttenberg. And if that isn't enough, hey, check out the Patreon at patreon.com/audiophiliac. And now I can say thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Bye-bye.